Hi guys, this is the second video of power sharing chapter, and if you have not watched my first video, just go and watch that. So where we were, why power sharing is desirable. This topic I will cover and whole chapter. Thus, two different sets of reasons can be given. I have explained potential and moral reason. The potential is the practical reason which happens, and the moral reason is that reason which is the spirit of that topic. Firstly, power sharing is good because it helps to reduce possibility of conflict. As you have seen that were no power sharing between peoples, and state governments and the central government is doing what they want, and performing and enjoying unlimited power. So as a result, Sri Lanka has suffered from a conflict and civil war, but Belgium has respected the minority communities and both the communities, and it reduces the conflict. So this is the first reason why power sharing reduces the conflict. Since conflict often leads to violence, power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. Yeah, if the conflict will be lower, then political instability will be there and easy for performing constitution and everyday working. Imposing the will of majority community over others may look like an attractive option. In the short run, it will look like good in the short run for some time, that um, that only fulfilling the fulfilling the wishes of majority, but in the long run it is very bad for the community and democracy, that the wishes of minority is not fulfilling, but in the long run undermines the unity of the nation. And the unity of the nation is only fulfilled by the every community, by whole communities, full community. And so it is very important for the unity of a nation that um, majority also supports minority. Tyranny of the majority means rule by the majority or forced by the minority. Not just oppressive for the minority, it often ruins the majority as well. Yes, it is not only bad for minority, but it also makes a bad what we say is that bad impression of majority. That is the second reason, which is deeper reason why power sharing is good for democracies. Let's see, power sharing is the very spirit of democracy. We know that a democratic rule involves sharing of power with those affected by its exercise and those who live with its effects. Yes, there are effectors and absorbers, so it is bad. So it is good for both of them. And who have to live with its effect? People have a right to be consulted. Yes, whatever is going on in the government, people have a right to know what is going on and know how they will be governed. A legitimate government is one where citizens through participation acquire. In India, there it is a legitimate government where citizens can, from participation, they acquire a stake. But, they are the supporters in one way. Let us recall the first set of reasons, which is prudential. I have explained you, and yes, it is based on prudence, practical, or on a careful calculation of gains and losses. Prudential reasons are usually contrasted with decisions based purely on moral considerations. Yeah, there are practicals, and which will be practical reasons which are really will happen if we will follow power sharing. While prudential reasons stress power sharing will bring out bad outcomes, more reasons emphasize at one end. Prudential reasons stresses power sharing about gaining outcomes, small reasons, and it is very valuable. Yeah, this is the explanation in this line. Power sharing, prudential reasons and moral reasons. Prudential reasons are those practical reasons which will be um, which will be um, which will be advantageable to the people, and moral reason are those which stress on the spirit of democracy. So let's go to next. This is the form of power sharing. Forms of power sharing is the last topic, so we'll study it very carefully, and it is all important. The idea of power sharing has emerged in opposition to the notions of undivided political power. Power sharing is because it is very important to fight against undivided political power. In China and in North Korea, there is no political power spread to state government or any local government, so it is not under democracy. For a long time, it was believed that all power of a government must reside in one person or group of persons located at one place. Yeah, it is true that if only there will be only a king of the country and will rule all the country, then it will be easier for the for take regions, because the king has not required to consult with the others members. They have it had to just implement this that law, and everyone will follow that law. But in a democracy, it is a procedure that it has had to go on for the legislature, then executive, then whatever judiciary. Then yes, it is very important. So previously, all the people were believed that power should be at only one hand. It was felt that if the power to decide is dispersed, it would not be possible to take decisions. Yeah, but it is not true, because nowadays there are procedures going on, but these notions have changed. Now the notions have changed with the emergence of democracy. One basic principle of democracy is that people are the source of all political power. Yeah, government is having the power because of people only. In a democracy, people rule themselves through institutions of self government. Yes, people is only giving vote to the parties, and in one way they are only self governing, because they are giving votes to a person which will govern them. This means that they are only self governing them. In a good democratic government, due respect is given to diverse groups and views that exist in society. It is the very spirit that majority will should give respect to minority. Okay, everyone has a voice if in the shaping of public policies. In a democratic country, everyone has a voice, and they can easily and they have a right to fight against for justice and against corruption or any other crime. Therefore, it follows that in a democracy, political power should be distributed to many citizens as possible. Let's see how. In modern democracies, which is today's democracies, power sharing arrangements can take many forms. Let us look at some of the most common arrangements that we have. Let's see. Power is shared among different organs of government, such as legislature, executive, judiciary. Now I'll explain how. I have to draw it on. Okay. So just leave. Firstly, legislative. Legislative. Who are legislative? Legislative are those who make laws, who passes the laws and makes laws. Like in India, there are Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, where laws are made and passes, and they have given power that they can make rules and laws which are in favor of common people. And the executive. What are executive? Let's see. Executive are the the implementers. The police department is the implementer. Okay, who no, yes, executive is the implements, like PM and president, who implements the laws, checks the laws and implements. Judiciary is those which punishes the uh, law, who are against the law, like judges, courts. That's all. Let's us recall. Yes, they have given powers to those these three of the organs. Yes, okay. Let us call this horizontal distribution. Yes, this is called horizontal power, horizontal sharing of power. Okay, let us call this horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. They are at the same level. No one has having more power. They are just having different powers. So um, one organ checks the other so that it will not perform unlimited powers. Such a separation ensures that none of the organs can exercise unlimited power. Okay, each organ checks the others. These results in a balance of power. Now, as one organ is checking other, this is the way that no one will be exercise unlimited power. Last year we studied that in a democracy, even though ministers and government officials exercise power, they are responsible to the parliament or state assemblies. Primarily, similarly, although judges are appointed by the executive, they can check the performing of executive. So, as you know that judges are appointed by executive, but they can also check the executive that it is doing his job or not correctly. Okay. Now they can check the. This arrangement is called system of checks and balances. Our organ checks. That's why the democracy balances. Okay. Power can be shared among governments at different levels. We have given different organs, now different levels. Okay, a general government for the entire country. In India we call it as the central government or national government. Okay, and governments at the provincial or regional level. At the provincial, which mean that state government, and regional level, local government like panchayat raj or anything else. Such a general government for the entire country is usually called federal government. In India, we refer as the central or union government. The government at the provincial or regional level are called by different names in India. You know that community government or panchayati raj. They are different in different places. In India, we call them state governments. The system is not followed in all countries. Okay, this is not important that everyone should follow this rule. There are many countries where there are no provincial or state governments. I don't know which country is that, but there are some of the countries. I will let you know. But in those countries like ours, where there are different levels of government, the constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of government. Okay. So what this point means that as there are different levels, there are sharing of power is also different. Okay, everyone have different powers. That Panchayati Raj cannot perform or pass laws in the central level, and central level can't pass laws for local level. Okay, this is what they did in Belgium, but was refused. As you see that community government has formed there in Belgium, but there was no any type of government in Sri Lanka for fulfilling the needs of the minority. This is called federal division of power. Okay. Yeah, this is called federal division, where the power is divided between different level, not different organs. The same principle can be extended to levels of government lower than the state government, such as the municipality and panchayat. In cities we call them municipality, and in which is we call that panchayat. Let us call division of powers involving high and lower levels of government, vertical division of power. So in the first point we have discussed about different organs of government. In second we have discussed about different levels of government. Now we are going for different social groups. Power may be shared among different social groups such as religious and linguistic groups. So what are these? Let's check it out. As you know that community government in Belgium is a good example. Community government, what they do? They helps social groups which are at the local level, which having same culture and religion, and are having same cultural and beliefs. So there are different community governments for different community. Okay, in some countries there are constitutions and constitution and legal arrangements whereby social weaker sections and women are represented in the legislatures and administration. In some countries we see that who are very weaker and like women, they had given a special feature or a special government for them who are weak, and they're not able to stand in the common arena. Okay, now where we are, last year we studied the system of reserved constituencies. Yeah, this is very good example. Reserved, in which reserved constituencies or reserved seats, the weaker sections who are SCs and STs in India got seats and reservations different and separate, that will become easier for them to fight election. This type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social group who otherwise would feel alienated from the government. So those who are feeling alienated from the government, these functions give them a chance of standing in society and performing their work, and this is only a good example. This method is used to give minority communities a fair chance in power. Yeah, this method gives them a fair power that no, they can't feel alienated, because this is because giving power to minorities is a very true spirit of democracy. In Unit 2, we shall look at various ways of accommodating social diversities. I will teach you, but first, the fourth point. Power sharing arrangements can also be seen in the way political parties, pressure groups, and movements. As we will study the civics chapter of class 10th, we will know about these. So I will give you a first example. Political parties are is a group of people who come together to fight election and hold power in the government. So BJP, Congress, and Aam Aadmi Party is the examples in India. So they are having power, that they form government and enjoy the power in the government. Okay, so they are having power. Pressure groups have which powers? That they can pressurize the government for fulfilling their needs. So they are having also power. And what movements have power? Movements have power that they also conflicts in and influence the role. There is a role of them that they influence of in the working of political parties, and that also checks the government. Political parties, pressure groups, and movements control or influence those in power. Okay, in a democracy, the citizens must have freedom to choose among various contenders for power. In elections, we choose different contenders. We have a freedom that we can choose anyone we want. In contemporary democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. Yeah, everyone wants to win elections, so it is looking like competition in this democracy. This takes the form of competition. Such competition ensures that power does not mean in one hand. This competition is also very important. that no one should have the one power should not be in one hand, otherwise people will have to suffer. Because as you know that in China and North Korea there is power in only one hand and people are suffering only. In the long run, power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. So in those countries there are no against them. But in our countries like India, there are different ideologies and social groups which affect the functioning of political parties to fulfill their needs. And this is a feature of democracy also. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct when two or more parties form an alliance or to contest election. Let me give you an example. NDA, National, I don't know the full form, but NDA, which is formed of BJP and Shiv Sena, is also an alliance. And I will give you an example. In many years ago, there were parties. I will give you the definition. When two or more parties come together to make a majority, so that formed party is called a coalition government. Okay, if their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government. Okay, then the share power. As you can see here, also political parties are sharing power to run the government and win the election. In a democracy, we find interest groups such as those of traders. Interest groups are those groups which pressurize the government to fulfill their demands. Okay, so what traders can demand? That we need free trading without taxes. And what businessmen can demand? More stocks and more choices. Industrialists can demand better facilities. Farmers can demand better farming facilities and better equipments. Industrial workers can demand more wages and good facility and conditions where they are working. So they are pressuring the government for the betterment of the common people only. They also will have a share in the governmental power, as you know that they are also having some power, these interest groups, either through participation in government committees or bringing influence. So what they are doing? Bringing influence rather than in going government committees on the decision making process. In Unit 3, we shall study the working of political parties, pressure groups, and social movements. So, thank you guys. Here, our chapter completes, and if you have any query, so comment down in the below. I will clear that doubt. If you have any problem you can ask in the comment section. I will clear it out. So thank you guys for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel because I will complete whole social science course for your 10th class. And please like my video because I want to support to proceed my channel. This is my very new channel. This will be good for you. So thank you guys for watching my whole video.